speaking of the Oscars, one of the dumbest things the Oscars has done traditionally is wasted enormous amounts of screen time on the best song category at the Oscars. Because you know my feelings on this, Rob. My feelings on this has always been a song plays for like 2 minutes in a movie. That's it. And yet it gets more screen time at the Oscars. Traditionally, what they used to do is they'd bring out all 5 nominees and they'd each sing their song. So basically the best song category, while only playing for about 2 minutes in a movie, would get like 15 minutes of screen time of the Oscars. Whereas the best actress category gets 1 minute. You know, they don't have the actresses, Rob, who are nominated for Best Actress come out on stage and for 3 minutes perform a 3-minute scene from the movie they were in. Why does Best Song get more love and more attention at the Oscars than Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Cinematography, It's always been ridiculous. So I've always thought they've needed to make changes. And they've been playing with some changes to their credit. The Academy's been playing with some changes in this category the last couple of years. But now they've just made a major one that's going to get some people upset. It's now been confirmed, this comes to us from Variety, that there are going to be Best Song nominated songs performed at the Oscars, but only 2 of them. Not all 5 nominees. Only 2 of the nominees are going to get to perform their songs. And those songs is Golden from Sinners and I Lied to You, or Golden from Kpop Demon Hunters and I Lied to You from Sinners. Variety writes the following. The Oscars only have time for 2 songs. The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences has confirmed that only 2 of this year's Best Original Song nominees will be performed live during the 98th Academy Awards on March 15th, citing time constraints and broader structural changes in the telecast. In a letter sent to all music nominees and obtained exclusively by Variety, the Academy emphasized that the Best Song category will still remain fully integrated into the broadcast. Like they're still going to have somebody come out, read the nominees and present the winner. That's still going to happen like every other category. Even as live performances are limited just to Golden from the animated musical Kpop Demon Hunters and I Lied to You from the vampire drama Sinners. All right. Bravo. This is a good move. It's a good move. Look, my mom used to say, and others say this too, but my mom used to say, if you want to tell what's important to somebody, see what they spend most of their time doing. Because what you spend your time on is a giveaway to what's actually important to you. And when I would look at the Oscars, traditionally speaking, if you go back and watch the Oscars, you would think, if you knew nothing about movies, wow, the absolute most important category of all movies is Best Song. Best Song must be the most important Oscar there is, because when you look at the Oscars, that's what they would spend most of their screen. They spend more time on Best Song than any other category. And that has always been ridiculous. Always been ridiculous. Now, I've been okay with the idea of like bringing all 5 nominees on stage and each one of them plays, like have somebody compose a medley of the 5 best songs and then have the individual performers come out and do like 20 seconds of their song that then bleeds into the next performer doing 20 seconds of their song that bleeds. And then therefore you take up like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. I would be okay with something like that. But this, like I said, Rob, no other category has the nominees come out on stage for 3 minutes and perform their art from the movie for 3 minutes. Leonardo DiCaprio isn't going to come out on stage and reenact a 3-minute scene from One Battle After Another. So why does the music, which is the least important, music's important, but out of all these categories, it's the least important of these categories because it only plays for like 2 minutes in a movie. Why do they get the far more screen time? It's ridiculous. It tells the world that the song is more important than the actor or the directors or the writers. And look, everybody knows that it's either going to be I Lied to You or, Golden from Kpop Demon Hunters. And by the way, it should be Golden from Kpop Demon Hunters. It's not only it's the number one song in the world. Not just in movies, it's the number one song in the world. So of course you performed that one. But Rob, I'm just saying I am okay with this. And I would be totally okay, depending on how it plays out in March at the Oscars. But I'm thinking I'd be okay with this, them doing this moving forward for the rest of it. I don't know, Rob. You saw this report. This is a significant change to the Oscar structure, at least as far as the music goes. They need to do something about it. What do you think about this solution they've come up with?
Well, look, like you, I think the Best Music Award was a vestige of an earlier time because music in movies, there was a lot more musicals made, and you'd have a movie like The Poseidon Adventure that would have a theme song that became a huge hit. So that is, and they've been reluctant to make these kinds of changes. I think it's a really good move on their part to do this because, like you pointed out, why do we suffer? I mean, they've tried to do so many things over the years. They've made medleys. They've had various people come out and sing all the songs together. They've done all kinds of things, but it eats up an incredible amount of time. And I think now these two numbers, everybody knows these songs. I mean, I think that this is actually, I wouldn't have said this last year, but seeing the K-pop Demon Hunter song performed live is actually an attraction. People that wouldn't traditionally necessarily watch the Oscars are going to tune in. You're K-pop Demon Hunters fans. They'll tune in and watch. So I think it's a canny move from the Academy. And I think that well done. And like you, and like your mom, it's been a long time coming, and it's about time that we don't have to watch 5 different songs performed that'll eat up 25 minutes,
Yeah, or 20 minutes. Now, look, I understand. I've seen some people in live chat saying, but John, you loved the Annie Lennox performance at the Oscars. That's a great Oscar moment.
Yep.
Or Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Well, we would get those still.
Right. That's the thing with this sort of an arrangement. I don't mind the idea of 3 minutes being dedicated to highlighting the music. I've no problem with that. So I think you would still get your Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, which was a great Oscar moment. You would still get that with this new arrangement. You would still get the Annie Lennox thing. And so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, because they transcended the Oscars. I mean, that song for Star is Born, that song was everywhere.
It was like the number one song in the world, much like Golden is.
Yeah, it permeated the pop culture. The Annie Lennox song, first of all, Annie Lennox, all the way back with her stint with the Eurythmics. But that song is an incredible song, Into the West. And it was at a time when all those Oscars, I mean, it swept. Return of the King swept the Oscars, and rightfully so. So it worked.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? I think this is a very good move. Maybe not the perfect solution. Maybe they can come up with something else. But instead of having all 5 songs chew up tons of screen time at the Oscars that no other category gets, they're going to have the 2 most popular ones come out and be performed. I like it. I think it's a good move. Maybe you don't. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.